Freaky D from 3 minutes later. I did change my name back. I made a post about it. Uncle Freak didn't have quite the same ring to it. Didn't roll off the tongue. And maybe for some professional reasons, it could be misconstrued. So shout out to my wife for pointing that out. Also, I'm making this video based more around strength. That's my thing. I know a lot of the videos made on the natural limit were about size and gaining muscle. So there's that caveat in there too. Titty dance, titty dance, titty, titty, titty dance. Boom! You gonna put a limit on those? Fuck out of here. Let's be serious. All right, so the natty limit. I'm about a month late to this. I remember Steve Shaw and Basement Bodybuilding and some others. I think Carell made one. Sorry if I forgot any other people. Like I said, it's been like a month. I've just had so much on the docket lately. But I wanted to speak on it, and I just never got around to it. Of course, the natty limit does not fucking exist. Let's just put that out there. There is no natty limit. There's no drug user limit either. Maybe a heart attack. I don't know. That was kind of mean-spirited, wasn't it? Fuck. The only thing limiting us is time. Time we have on Earth. We've not yet found a way to reverse age. Us lifting weights and being active and physically fit, helps us extend that time period that we've got, or at least make better use of the time we've got. I'm not a scientist or a doctor. But ultimately we've not figured out how to beat Father Time. That is the only thing limiting us. You can perpetually get stronger, just that whole aging thing, and time limiting us, puts a damper on that eventually. You shouldn't worry about it. You shouldn't think about it. Maybe you should worry about it in order to maximize your efforts if that's what's important to you. But that's the only thing that's going to get us. If we, lived to be 1,000 years old and were physically primed for, like 900 of those years, numbers would be much higher, of course. People pursuing that, injury rates would probably be out of this world too. But that's the thing. The most time that you can make use of and put in smart, recoverable work and stay injury free, the farther you are going to go as an individual, and get, close to making the most of what you can make the most of in the limited time. I don't want to say genetic potential, because your genetic potential is unlimited. It is only limited by the time that we have here. So the smarter you can be, the harder you can work, the more efficient you can work, the better you can recover, the better you can eat and, make use of good food and nutrition. All of this is going to be ultimately what dictates how far you take it. And as far as, setting goals are great. I think it's a good thing to have concrete goals. I am of the cliche, shoot for the stars, and if you fuck up, you land on the motherfucking moon, or at least, get off the earth. So I like setting big, extravagant goals that may be unrealistic. The first time I benched 300, I said I wanted to bench 600. Which is a rather unrealistic goal at 300. Didn't mean there weren't small goals on the way. I benched 300. Well, I want to bench 3 plates next. But ultimately, my long-term goal was to bench 600 pounds. And I'd seen people bench 600 pounds before, so I knew it was possible. Maybe it seemed unrealistic to some people. It didn't seem unrealistic to me. I saw Tank Abbott bench press 600 pounds. He was not an overly muscular dude. He probably was on gear looking back at it. I didn't know that at the time. It doesn't matter. Here was a dude who looked a lot like me and benched 600 pounds. So I was like, fuck it, I want to bench 600 pounds before I knew powerlifting or anything. I ended up benching 550. Pretty fucking great bench. Not a lot of people have ever done that, especially drug-free. I'm very happy with that. I'm content with that number being what it is. That number, at this point, I know I'm not going to eclipse that because I'm not willing to put on the weight to get back to necessitating that sort of level of a bench press. But I'm happy that I got to 550. Again, fantastic. Even though, like I said, shoot for the stars. I'm the motherfucking man on the moon, bitch. So I think it's okay to set unrealistic goals. If you are the person who, that's my mindset, all right? And I think that's the better mindset to have. But, not everybody has that mindset, and that's fine. If you are of the person who gets disappointed easily and it makes you want to give up, which, again, I would look at changing that mindset if you can. But Uncle Freak's a generous man. We'll give some credence to that line of thought. Maybe you do want to focus more on short-term goals and not necessarily long-term goals, and that can be something more sustainable for you. You benched 135. Your next goal is 155, and keep building those small bricks, and that's fine. And again, it's the same thing: working efficiently over time, staying injury-free, putting in the work. Those little 5 and 10 pound bricks. You keep stacking, and fuck, next thing you know, maybe it's 5 years down the road, maybe it's 10 years down the road, maybe it's 3 years down the road, maybe it's 20 years down the road, you're benching 405 or 500 or 700, for all I fucking know. But that's, again, I don't subscribe to that mindset so much of setting yourself up for disappointment. But everybody has different personalities, so there's space for that too. But again, I would much rather see somebody. I'm gonna be the first person to squat 1,200 pounds, and fucking get after it and attack it. And maybe they don't squat 1,200 pounds, but they squat 850 pounds. Fucking fantastic. Or maybe they squat 1,000 pounds. Maybe they squat 1,300 pounds. You don't know. There is no limit, is the point. And you're not going to know how far you can make it until you fucking try. Peace.